Hello, it's Tim Esterdahl, Pickup Truck Plus SUV Talk. Today, I'm talking with two fantastic ladies. They're doing the 2018 Rebelle Rally. This is the off-road race where you have to actually use your navigational aids. Yeah, we're talking compass, talking map, not the fancy GPS in your phone. Not happening. We have Mercedes Lilienthal and Elise Bent. They're in the 2018 Rebelle Rally. This is like I said, the race they're going to do is starting in a couple months. What we're going to do is a really fun series. We're going to check with these ladies how they get prepared for training. We're going to check back next week. They're going to do a training up in Elise's neck of the woods. Then we're going to come back a couple weeks later and talk about some training doing down in Glamis, which that's the really renowned place down in California. Big sand dunes the size of, the Himalayas. That's what it is. And then we have the race in October. So these ladies are going to get lost, going to get dirty, going to have to dig their truck out, and have a good time. I think that's all it's going to work. We'll start with Mercedes. Now, Mercedes, you used to work for a small brand, right? You did some consulting for them?
Right, right. I worked as a contractor, but I actually worked the last couple of years for Nike, which is based just outside of Portland, Oregon. But by trade, I am kind of still in freelance mode, but was a commercial interior designer and project manager for almost 20 years. And then in April of this year, I decided to willingly kind of give up my corporate life and a desk job, so to speak, and I decided to venture in full-time freelance.
Yeah, so that says dirt to me. All right, Elise. So your background is obviously navigation, right? And racing. You got this, right?
Yes. Yeah. So I've taken a lot of graduate coursework, and some freelancing in GIS. That's Geographic Information Systems. So a lot of maps, a lot of GPS work. But I also have a background in backcountry navigation, just doing some hiking and backpacking here in Montana. So that combination, I think, is pretty killer. I have a lot of experience working with maps, working with compasses. So
there you go.
I think I'll try.
No, I'm not being fair to Mercedes. I'm picking up my friend Mercedes. Mercedes has done some off-road racing, and I'm not being fair. So come on, what have you done?
Well, not off-road racing yet, but I would love to say that I'm going to be doing that in the future. So I've been doing a lot of off-road, been to a lot of different events. My husband works for Warren Industries, Andy Lilienthal, and so over the last several years, since 2006, I've always timed my time off, my vacation time, so that I would end up going with him. So we'd go to events like, Eastern Jeep Safari. We'd go to JP Dirt and Drive, Magazine Dirt and Drive, Jeep Jamborees, all sorts of different events, and being off-road. A lot of the times I was passenger or I was navigator, not the driver per se. So since I decided to leave my job and leave kind of my career and switch into full-time freelance, mainly in the automotive aftermarket and off-road industries, I said, you know what, I really want to, get it behind the wheel more, start driving more, because I know a lot of the principles, but when you are a driver, that's still a little bit different than when you're sitting in the vehicle and seeing how it reacts in the terrain. So,
and I think the interesting part here is you're in the western coast, Portland area. Yes. And you're in Montana area, so you guys get together occasionally. But how did this work? Did you guys are you guys pen pals? Had to send her a letter and be like, "Hey, will you ride with me in the truck?" I mean, what was the plan here?
So we met 2 years ago at Northwest Overland Rally. Mercedes was holding a wine class. Mercedes and her husband, and I like wine, so naturally I attended. And we kind of hit it off. Started talking about wine. Started talking about trucks. We stayed in touch. Our husbands are really good friends now. And so when she quit her corporate job, I had my eye on the Rebelle for probably around a year at that point. Mm-hmm. And so I said, hey, Mercedes, now you don't have an excuse. You're going to do the Rebelle with me.
Right. We're kind of virtual pen pals in the fact that I sent her a text and I said, hey, Elise, guess what? I'm really going to do this. And she sends me a one-liner back and she says, now you have no excuse not to do the Rebelle with me. Yeah. And so there you go. And it's been perfect ever since.
Now, for those who don't know, Rebelle's been out for 2 years now? I think last year was inaugural year, second year. Tell us a little bit about.
Third year.
Is it third year now? Okay, so
yeah, this will be the third year.
So, Elise, from your standpoint, what is a Rebelle Rally?
It's a off-road navigational rally raid, all women. Basically, you drive around for weeks straight in the deserts of California, Nevada, chasing down checkpoints, some of which you can see and some of which you just assume they're there and you're at the right spot. It's over 2,000 kilometers. You camp at base camp every night except one night where you basically are on your own out in the middle of the desert, which is called the marathon stage. So it's pretty intense. You're driving for long periods every day, and I'm going to be constantly, head in a map, trying to figure out where we're at, where we're going. It'll be pretty cool.
I'll be constantly making sure that we're going where she wants us to go. So as you can see, you know that Elise is the navigator and I'm the driver. So primarily.
But I'm still confused on this. That long description you gave appealed to you?
It's a challenge. We love challenges. So she's up for a challenge. She's very gung-ho. I'm very gung-ho. And I think it's a match made in heaven.
They have a Michelin-starred chef there, so...
You gotta go for the food.
And good food at the end.
I knew there was a hook somewhere.
Yeah, right.
Okay, so now
it's called experience.
It's called experience. Now what are you driving here? Let's talk about the vehicle you're driving.
Yes.
A 2012 Toyota Tacoma Access Cab on 33s. It's the Bomber Products truck. It's courtesy of Bomber Products, which is my husband's company. Thank you, Bomber Products.
Yes.
Thank you. So it's pretty well outfitted. We have an ARB bumper on the front. We have upgraded suspension, Old Man Emu. We have a CVI bumper in the back. We have CVI sliders. So it's pretty well armored. It's the TRD off-road version, so it has that rear locker and traction control, all that fun stuff. What else can I say? We're running a Lightner bed rack system in the back, which is pretty cool. It's got some really good organizational aspects to it. So.
And have you driven this truck around a lot? Did you have a lot of experience in it when you first got it?
So it's my husband's truck. So he,
And does he let you drive it? I think that's the question. Does he let you drive it?
I started driving it though about a year and a half ago. A little bit more, as he got more comfortable with it. And I've taken it for a couple of pretty big trail rides in the past couple months. I've done a training course with Mercedes with Nina Barlow after Overland Expo West. I went snow wheeling in June in Montana, which was really fun with a 4x4 club. That was just me in the car. So I got a lot more hands-on, recovery winching time. Experience. Nice. Trying to not get stuck in
snow,
foot deep slush.
I've done that. That is a blast. Blasting through the snow. That's a lot of fun.
Yeah,
it was super fun.
Have you a lot of digging out too, if need be.
and so you drove with her and Nina Barlow at Overland West. Have you spent much time in a truck like that, Mercedes?
I've spent a little bit of time in the truck. So the 2-day clinic was great to do that with Nina and then also with Elise. That was the first time I had a chance to drive the rig. And so not only did we talk about things like, winching and max trax recovery and high lift jack recovery and all those kinds of things, in which she's got a worn winch in the front and front bumper. So it's also manual transmission, and that's all that we drive. So it was great to, get to know that manual. We've got 2 left-hand drives and 2 right-hand drives at home. So it's kind of interesting. You have to shift back and forth now. So I practice with a Mitsubishi Pajero right-hand drive, a 2-door Pajero, which is similar to a Montero. I'm practicing with that here, in Oregon, doing the sand dunes and off-road treks and stuff. But then when I get to see her, like for instance, soon I'll be able to see her again, and then we'll be practicing at the St. Anthony Dunes in her neck of the woods. And then also in Glamis, we'll be with the Bomber Products truck.
So Elise, you convinced your husband to lend you the truck, and then you convinced him to let your friend drive it who you just kind of met, and then you convinced him to take it in a multi-week, off-road race.
That is correct.
There are many women that would like some advice on how you did all that.
I don't know exactly what to say for them. I know a lot of women actually getting their own 4x4s, their own trucks, so that they can drive too. And I think that's a really good option. Then you can put all the work into building it out yourself as well.
I think that's the big key I get from a Rebelle Rally. I've covered it last year, and I've kind of kept tabs of it. It's kind of breaking the barrier between the woman driver and the male driver, of saying that women can do it too. And in
Yeah.
automotive journalism, in my field, it's a male dominated field. It's terrible. But I think that's one of the big keys. Is that what you guys see as well?
Yeah.
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 Yeah,
It's
definitely.
been really welcoming, though. I will say, the club that I went wheeling with in the snow, I mean, it was all men, and they were stoked. Part of the reason being that I actually listened when they told me to do something different or.
Right.
Um,
You didn't have your ego get in the way. Yeah.
exactly. Yeah. And so we had a blast that way. Um, yeah, in the overland industry, it's been very similar. There's lots of really awesome ladies that are good role models that have a lot of knowledge and wisdom to pass on, and also a lot of men that are really excited to see role models for their wives, role models for their kids, and so they're really excited to kind of invite a lot more women into the industry and mentor them and support them.
And I think it's, and from my aspect, in addition to that, doing a lot of the overlanding events and being with a lot of different groups, such as yourself with FJ Summit, where you and I met, Tim, is, since I decided to go freelance, I'm mainly in the automotive industry, especially off road. And you're totally right. It is very male dominated, but I want to do my part to help change that. And it's been not only welcoming, it's been absolutely awesome for people to say, hey, who are you? I want to know more about you and what are your skills? And let's partner up. Let's see what we can do, just like we are now, the three of us. And I love that energy. And I love those kinds of people that are just so passionate. And for me, it's just been great. And I'm so excited I made the change. No holds, barred as far as just me not feeling great about it. It was time and it was great. And I'm so glad that I did it and that I'm continuing on.
Well, it sounds great. So let's talk future. So this is going to air the week before you guys get together and do the off road trip. What kind of thoughts do you have? Are you apprehensive about doing it? Do you have any fears about doing it? Do you have any unknowns? Are you really confident when you hit the trail? So we'll start with you, Elise, since I had Mercedes talk last. That's kind of how this works. It's democracy. All right. So Elise, what kind of? I mean, do you have any concerns? Are you nervous about what's going to happen?
Oh yeah, I'm super nervous. But that's kind of a constant. So I mean, I just jump in and do it anyway. And in the spirit of learning, right? If that's kind of your attitude, is hey, like we're gonna make mistakes, stuff's gonna happen, but it's all a learning experience, and we're gonna come out of it with knowing more and laughing at ourselves a little bit. And so it's that's something that I've gotten used to, and I'm pretty excited about that on the flip side as well.
Well, how about you, Mercedes? Do you have any apprehensions about it?
Yeah, I to attest to Lisa's comment, the laughter factor, that I need to like have that on my T-shirt or or something like that. Just keep laughing. I think as long as we communicate, we laugh. We're both going to make mistakes. I know I'm going to get us stuck. She might direct us down the wrong path. It's all about communication. It's all about okay. Let's reassess. Let's work together as a team and not just be like, okay, I'm mad at her, she's mad at me, and go back and forth. I think the biggest thing is just communication. And we'll be waking up before 5 o'clock or at 5 in the morning. We'll be on the road no later than 7. We'll be coming back 10 to 12 hours later every single solitary day. And if you're constantly on and you're constantly off road and you're in all sorts of different terrains, I mean, your mind's going to get beat up, your body's going to get beat up. It's going to be fatiguing. And I think trying to prep as best for that as you can is going to be so key. And, for me, as far as the driving aspect of it, it'll be interesting. I don't have a lot of seat time with that vehicle. But then again, I'm, a diehard manual transmission person, and I'll do the best I can. And I'm going to keep it together in one piece as best as I can too. So, as far as the vehicle, because I know it's their personal rig, and but then again, it's working together as a team, making it happen, and having fun. And as long as we don't lose sight of having fun and learning, that's going to be really critical.
Yeah, and not biting each other's head off. Now, is that the pre-coffee stage you're talking now, or the after coffee stage?
Well, we have our safe words, so to speak, because we were kind of joking back and forth. I'm only decaf, or my mom from Germany, she likes to say decrap. So decrap coffee. So we have our safe words. So in case there's any issues, or neither of us are morning people either. So she's like coffee. That's her safe word, like coffee. And the mine's just decaf. Oh, I almost said decrap. Well, it could be both.
If I get cranky or hangry, she can just yell coffee at me, and I'll be like, yeah,
all right. Got it. So
Take a
things
chill
to be
pill,
able to
figure it out.
break the ice.
It's fantastic. All right, so let's wrap this up. I know you're going to do training next week, so we're going to do that video on that one. We're going to have training in September. We have the race starts October 11th to October 20th, so it's a long race. So you have a team name, you have some social media. Hit me up. What do we got here?
Yeah, we are Team Free Range Dames. And social media website, it's all pretty easy. It's all Team Free Range Dames. So teamfreerangedames.com, Instagram.com/Team Free Range Dames. GoFundMe, we have a GoFundMe. It's at GoFundMe.com/Team Free Range Dames. You might be noticing a pattern at this point. Facebook is Team Free Range Dames.
We're fairly
So
easy to find.
Easy to find us, yeah.
All right, I'll put some links below in the comments in this video too. You can follow along, keep track of what the ladies are up to. Thanks for watching. Make sure you follow us Pickup Truck Talk on pickuptrucktalk.com. All the variations Pickup Truck plus SUV Talk, even on Pinterest, however the hell that works. Send me hate mail at tim@pickuptrucktalk.com. Love reading it. Send hate mail comments below. I will delete those right off. And hey, thanks for watching. Thanks for being with me. And you have something.
Yeah, I just wanted to mention, if it's all right, we've got some sponsors that we wanted to say thank you very much to. So Elise, did you want to go get started?
Yeah, so first and foremost, big thank you to Bomber Products for providing the vehicle, which is a pretty big donation, as well as a lot of the recovery gear and a lot of the accessories that are already on the vehicle. So the bumpers, the racks, the ARB recovery kit, the air compressor, all that. And then thank you to Overland Cruisers of Montana. That's our mechanic. And he's a Land Cruiser specialist, but he works on any Toyota. And he's going to do a lot of kind of the maintenance and tune-ups that we need before we can put it through such a big ordeal. And then last on my end is Mac, M-A-K. That's our graphic design artist. She actually lives out of, her and her husband live out of their truck. And she does graphic design to fuel her lifestyle, which is super cool. And so she's helping us out with the logo.
Nice.
And so I've got a couple as well.
Yes,
I would like to thank Crankshaft Culture, which is my husband on my website, where throwing in some cash to be able to make this work, along with Bomber Products too, and kind of doing what we can. We'll have swag coming out soon, which we're excited to. So we're just kind of going through that process to be able to sell swag, and donations will also go to Team Free Range Dames. Also, I wanted to thank Tribe One Outdoors. It's a really cool Utah-based company. So they have these really awesome bungee cords and cargo net systems in order for backpacking or, being able to tie your gear down. So I met them a couple years ago at Overland Expo West. They're absolutely fabulous, and we're super stoked for them to be a product sponsor for us. And a couple other ones, Max Tracks. I think we all know Max Tracks, but they're great. We're going to have a couple of Max Tracks on board with us. We're going to bring 4, and we'll most likely use them. But shout out to those guys too for Max Tracks. Warren is also going to be supplying recovery gear and just kind of filling in whatever's needed that Elise and Josh don't have. They already, since they're in the off-road industry, they do have a good bit, but we'll see if they can fill in some of the gaps. And then Pole Pal. Max from Pole Pal was kind enough to donate his newest lightweight Pole Pal that is newly designed, and that's going to be great to have a land anchor. So thanks to all those sponsors, and also the people that have donated with GoFundMe too. Online donations. Every type of donation, no matter large or small, is very much appreciated and helps our grassroots effort. So
it's fantastic. So cool. So cool. All right, so again, please follow along. We'll have a series. We're planning on 4 of these. We're going to do 2 training and 1 post-race, and we'll get your thoughts and see who got stuck and who bit their head off. And if you're still friends at the end of the ordeal, I think that's the big challenge. Can you be friends when you're done?
Oh, yeah. I
think we'll be fine. Yeah.
So, folks, they say that now. I want you to keep track of that and write that down so we can come back later and check that out.
Like with any type of a race or a rally, or even construction on a home or a big building, there's always the labor process before you have this beautiful new baby, or the end of whatever goal you're to. So I think as long as we go through the labor bit of it, no pun intended, the labor of off-roading for a couple thousand miles, we may have some issues along the way, but everybody will. And then we'll come out stronger on the back end.
Yeah. Good night's sleep and we'll be back to normal.
Yeah, right. Only plan for next year.
Yeah.
All right, sounds great. Hey, thanks for watching. We'll see you down the road.